am going to show you how I make Keto Chow waffles. I make these and make a big batch, and I store them in the freezer, and then all we have to do is get up in the morning whenever we're ready to eat breakfast or any time that you want a waffle, and you just take it out of the freezer, toast it in the toaster, put butter, syrup on it, or fruit, whatever you want. But this is just a basic recipe, and this recipe is on the Keto Chow website. Hopefully I'm not breaking any rules by showing you how I make it, because I know that a lot of people have asked you, well, why, how are you making the Keto Chow waffles? And I thought I'd do this video because some people learn better by seeing rather than by reading a recipe. And today I'm going to use the new caramel macchiato Keto Chow because I haven't tried it in waffles yet. So I would like to try that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put half a cup of water in my bowl. Now this is for one batch that I'm doing this. So technically I'm going to quadruple it so that I make enough for the freezer. But each recipe is 1 scoop of Keto Chow or 1 single serve packet, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or melted butter or avocado oil, and your half a cup of water, and you just mix it and cook it in your waffle iron. I'm using the Dash No Mess Belgian waffle. Now some people say, well, it's not a Belgian waffle maker because it's not quite as thick. However, to me it's thicker than the regular Dash Mini, so I say it's Belgian to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my water first, and then my eggs, and then I'll add my dry ingredients last and mix it all together. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get my measuring cup that I forgot to get. So each recipe calls for half a cup of water. So I'm going to quadruple it, so I'm going to add 2 cups of water. And I'm just adding regular old tap water. You can use distilled water. Mine is filtered. I just find that if I put my liquid in first and then my dry ingredients, I don't have to use an electric mixer or anything. It kind of combines when I whisk it. So now I'm going to crack my eggs. And normally I would say crack your eggs in a separate bowl because you don't want, especially if you're prone to cracking eggshell in your food, that ain't the kind of crunch we're looking for. Okay, set this to the side. Now, normally I would just put 1 teaspoon per recipe of the coconut oil, but if I can get it open, come on. I swear, I should just do this before I turn on the camera, but then y'all wouldn't be able to laugh at me trying to open the coconut oil. This is ridiculous. Now, half knife will try. So normally I'd put 1 teaspoon per recipe, but since I'm quadring it, I'm putting a tablespoon. All right. Now I am going to go ahead and mix together my eggs, my coconut oil, and my water. Now you can use unsweetened almond milk, vanilla, or unflavored, just plain almond milk or cashew milk, coconut milk if you want to, but that's going to increase the calories, and for those that are actually counting calories, which is stupid, I just use water because it really doesn't. I've tried it with the almond milk. Personally, I can't tell a difference in the taste. So, now I'm going to add my baking powder. Normally just 1 teaspoon per recipe. I'm going to add 4 or a tablespoon. And because I use my baking powder so much, I just leave my teaspoon in there. Take it out once in a while and mix that. And normally you would add 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, or you can use pork rinds or almond flour if you want. I don't have a reaction to the coconut flours, or at least I don't think I do. So I just add that. So normally 1 tablespoon, I'm adding 1/4 of a cup. Now, because I live in southern Alabama and the humidity is terrible. If you live in the South, you know what I'm talking about. So I just keep all of my nut flours, all of my sweeteners, either in the fridge or the freezer. I have a second refrigerator down in my daughter's art gallery, so to speak, her art workshop. And so I just keep it in there. And then I just have to walk down steps. So hey, I'm getting exercise. Okay. So normally it would just be 1 serving of keto chow. Since I'm plotting the recipe, I'm doing 4. Now, I did make a caramel macchiato cheesecake using the 2 Crazy Ketos recipe for their chocolate toffee cheesecake. I made it for Mother's Day. Everybody loved it. It was a huge hit. My son and his wife and their grandchildren came down for a visit, and I loaded him up with some samples of keto chow, a copy of Dr. Berry's Lies My Doctor Told Me, which is the book I recommend to everyone. And then told him what I found easy, what I found unnecessary, hopefully armed him and his wife and family with the tools to start their journey with keto, carnivore, ketovore, just a proper human diet. Now I'm just going to mix this together. Now, sometimes I have been known to add some chopped nuts. So for every 4 recipes, like if I, do quad the recipe, I will add like a cup of chopped pecans or walnuts. Or sometimes I'll add a mixture of things like some Lily's chocolate chips or Bake Believe. I have used Chalk Zero, but I like something that's easy to find. And Lily's I can find at my local Walmart. Bake Believe I can find at Walmart. Publix has a nice selection. And I don't have a Sprouts here. So if you know anybody that works for Sprouts Home Office, tell them to build a Sprouts in South Alabama, because the only time I get to go to Sprouts is when I go back up toward Birmingham area. Also, we want an Aldi's. Also, we need a coffee shop here in my town. We also need new roads. Wait a minute, this is Keto Carnivore channel. I can't go on a rant. But hey, is it Monday? No, it's not Monday, it's Thursday. See, I'm getting my days mixed up. It's because I had too much fun with my grandchildren. Far too much fun. Now, I'm going to cook these, and then when I get finished cooking them, I cool them on a cooling rack, and then I put them in storage bags. I use the gallon-sized freezer bags, and I stick them in the freezer. And they stay good for as long as we need them to, because we usually go through them in a week or 2. Depending on how big of a recipe that I make. So stay tuned and I will show you how I bake these. Try to get this to where you can see it. You'll have to excuse the coffee things. We have 3 coffee makers in our kitchen because none of us can decide on which coffee we would rather prefer. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, and again I've got the Dash No Mess. I didn't spray it or anything because you don't have to. Sometimes you do, but not with these. And I'm just going to take, drop my batter by 1/4 of a cup. Make sure to get enough on there. And then we let it cook until the light turns green. Now again, on the Dash No Mess and the Dash 4 waffle maker that is new, that I have it, I use it mainly for chaffles, because for waffles we do prefer like the Belgian whip, because we can have like 2 of them and it fills us up. But with those, you can wait till the light. Now on the small ones, the individual ones, you just want to kind of let it cook for about 4 minutes. Don't go by the light, because the light will go off and on, off and on and off, on and off and on. And that is just ridiculous. Ain't nobody's got time for that. So, I hope everybody had a wonderful, happy Mother's Day weekend. I did. I got to spend time with my 2 grandchildren. My granddaughter is 7. My grandson is 6 months. My grandson has the best disposition for a baby. He smiles. He has a cheeky grin, and I really enjoyed it. It was my mom's first time to get to see him, so it was a very nice visit. We had a lot of fun. And I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and just like I had said in my previous video, I do have an infection in this arm, but thankfully it's not in my bloodstream. But other than that, I am doing great. My anemia is not as bad as it has been. I am on antibiotics again, and they're making me feel tired, but other than that, I'm okay. And my kidney function is back up to 60%, which my doctor was thrilled with. My electrolyte levels are great. So I am doing a lot better than I was. This is supposed to be Dash No Mess, and it's making a mess. And that's what happens when you have a Monday for a Thursday. But we don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to let it bother me. See, some YouTubers, they won't show you the mistakes. I'll show you the mistakes, because guess what? I'm a hot mess. We make mistakes. Probably overfilled it. But that's okay, it's not too bad. Sometimes it takes like 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes 6 minutes, it depends. But I've never had a problem with them burning. I just watch the light. Sometimes I've had to leave them a little bit longer, but I love Dash appliances. I've never had a problem with any of them. They're very easy to use. The only problem is I wish that they did have removable plates. They would be a lot easier to clean that way. It's not that it's hard to clean, it's just it's bulky trying to hold it over a sink. And I just use a brush and with some warm soapy water, and then I brush it with some clear water just to make sure all the soap residue is off. Because soap waffles don't really sound good. Not to me anyway. I think that's taking clean eating to a point of just unhealthiness. And when it finishes cooking, I will show you the finished product. But for now, imagine that you're watching a really stupid commercial about how a lizard can save you money by switching to Geico for your insurance. So easy that a caveman can do it, and yet they're smart enough not to. Oh, there it goes. This is what I like about the Dash No Mess. See, I overfilled it and it catches it. What will I do with that? That's none of your business. I might eat it. That might be a snack. It's okay, because it's not an unhealthy snack. It's Keto Chow. So, just try to get up underneath these waffles. go. Oh, look at this. See, that's waffles. That's waffles. That is very good waffles. Okay, so that's how I do my Keto Chow waffles. If you like this video where I make mistakes and still show it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below if you have made Keto Chow waffles. Tell me what your flavor is. You need your favorite flavor. Tell me the best way you like to prepare waffles. Do you serve them with syrup? Do you serve them with the homemade whipped cream? Or just tell me anything. I'm kind of lost without my grandkids, so just tell me something. Tell me anything. Just anything. Remember, keto is very sustainable. It's very easy to do. Keto, carnivore, you can eat healthy if you just stop making excuses and start making progress.